G'day everyone, welcome back to Wheel2Wheel Racing. We are here for round 5 of Season 12 at Interlagos for the first of our Super Enduros of the season. But before we get further into that, tonight with me in the commentary box is Goat.
Hey Dragon, how you going mate? I'm pretty excited for this round. It is, like I said, our first Super Enduro of the season, and yeah, we will see how our Division 2 drivers tackle it.
Absolutely, and on the visuals here tonight we have Fixer Chris.
Good day everyone, thank you Dragon and Goat. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I believe this is our first ever mid-season Super Enduro, and it's a retro livery round as well, so a chance for the Wheel2Wheel community to show their creativity and expression.
That it is. So tonight, the race format, like we've said previously, Super Enduro, it's going to be 60 laps around Interlagos. That'll get you about hour 35 minutes total time is where I would estimate. So a lot of strategy to play out throughout the race here. And a lot of different strategy options. We could see multiple soft stints, multiple medium stints, multiple hard stints, as all 3 tyres are required. So plenty up in the air about this one.
Absolutely. It's going to be a long one, so it is also important to be patient. 60 laps, plenty of time to gain or lose time.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas to gain time at this track. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what sort of cars are fast here. There seems to be a lot of everything at this track, a lot of variety. Some long straights, some twisty corners, and about everything in between. So, what would you reckon, Dragon, would be a good car for this race here?
Out of what we've got in here, the Porsche is definitely going to be a solid option, quite strong around Interlagos in War Darth Berserk here, Darth Berserk, he's dropped the war. I know the Mercedes is quite good around here, and the Z4 is good on the tyres as well, so they'd be my top few picks, as well as Flossie in the RX Vision, who has looked quite strong this season. Yeah,
those RX Visions have got some outright pace here, definitely. I don't know how they'll go with tyre wear, but yes, they definitely a strong pick.
Yeah, very interested to see how this one turns out. It's a big range of cars. We've got a few power cars, we've got some handling ones, and I would say Interlagos is probably one of the most neutral tracks on our calendar, where both types of cars can do quite well. There's the really long run from turn 12 up to turn 1 for those power cars, and the tight twisty sector 2 for the handling cars to get through. to make up that time as well.
Yeah, so it is. It's kind of even. It doesn't really matter what you have. So it'll be a good sort of equalizer for our drivers this weekend.
On that note, shall we let our drivers start qualifying?
No, because the lobby has not been reset, which I'm letting Jonesy know now. We're also waiting and request one of the drivers who are having internet problems, so we'll give him until the full half an hour passed before we release him there, just to make sure, because you don't want your race dropping out in a Super Enduro. It makes your practice worth not a lot.
Yeah, and speaking of dropout, yeah, and speaking of dropouts, we do have it's Flossie coming off one from last round. He looked pretty set to win it, but he had some technical
Oh,
difficulties.
now you just jinxed it, Goat.
I know. Sorry, Flossie, but hopefully his internet holds up this round.
Hopefully, it was looking like it was building to be a great battle between Flossie and CCH at Monza, but was not to be. Hopefully, everyone can carry on all the better for this one here.
Lucky victory for Corbin last week.
Give everyone a couple of minutes here to settle in, everyone get ready.
So, Dragon, knowing our benches in Enduro streams, do you have your calculator ready, or are you going to rely on your fingers to count strategy?
You know what? Neither. I'm going straight off the top of the dome for this one. And I'm predicting that I'm going to keep track of absolutely every strategy available. So
just so knowledgeable, Dragon. So smart.
Right. Do we have all 12 drivers ticked in?
I feel like we're missing someone. Suitlad?
Suitlad's not racing, so should
we
just
do
be
have
12 ticked in.
12 ticked in.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Well, we'll let them loose for the 10-minute quali.
Go.
All right. And first out of the pits, we have Mr. Brutal for Team Dodgy Racing. And that livery looks like a Williams Dragon. Is that
yeah, but I'm not going to focus too much on the liveries here, so we'll move straight back to Tate there, who I can't actually see, is invisible for me, but
he's in
hoping he's there.
He's
I'm
visible.
assuming he's just in the Nissan in his normal livery.
Yep. Then we have Flossie right up behind him, who's just passed him.
Yeah, Flossie's showing in 12th for some reason for me, but he is second in line on track.
Yeah, then we might jump around to Squid, who's in the Jag. We're expecting great things from him.
You've also skipped over Oily there, who's in third there in that Supra for 13R.
Yeah, I have to.
As we continue jumping about the field, fifth is CCH 199 coming off a win at Monza there in the Mercedes, followed up by his teammate Mid Risky, both part of our plan.
Yeah, then following him we have MCDC in the Jaguar. Then following him we have Darth Berserk in the Porsche, which I'll be interested to see how this goes.
Yeah, we've got a few of those to compete against up in Div 1 later tonight, so be keeping a close eye on Darth Berserk there. Behind Darth Berserk we have Broken Spoke, another TDR member in that Z4. And just behind Spoke, the leader of TDR in yet another Z4.
Yeah, and then rounding off the field, last but not least, we have Jonesy in the Supra.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that Supra will go around here. I heard that Captain Lowside was having a bit of a rough time earlier on in it, so we'll see if Jonesy and Oily can hook it up. Tate has a 2.5 second penalty.
Yep, and when you said, when you were talking about Cap there, Dragon, Jonesy proceeded to do the full skip into turn 1.
There you go. Up towards the front of the field, Brutal and Flossie coming into the last of the hairpins of the infield.
Through Alex Albon corner.
Both navigated that well. We'll see if that BMW does need a little bit of a lift coming through here. I was very curious to see if they could hold it flat. Brutal getting it turned in nicely for turn 12. Flossie following and right out. It's going to have that slipstream in the long run to the start-finish line here. See what these guys can do here.
It's a bit all over the place.
Coming to the line. 31.5 for Brutal. Flossie with a 29.8 straight out of the blocks.
Yeah, that is a stonker from Flossie. I was talking to him earlier during the weekend. He was saying, "Oh, I don't even think I'll get close to 29s." Being this cold weather, and he just goes and proves himself wrong on the first lap. So good on you, Flossie.
Interestingly, so Brutal's just let Flossie go, and he's probably going to try and stick with him for that slipstream now. I don't like the chances of that, as the Flossie honestly just looks all-conquering at the minute. In second currently is Corbin, CCH, with a 130.4, so almost 0.7 of a second off of that purple lap of Flossie, and has picked up a half-second penalty, so maybe just doing a bit of slipstream work here for his teammate behind him in mid-risky. And provisionally third is Broken Spoke, who's set a 130.9, so the gap's quite varying. Oh, and did I just... Jonesy has nosed it into the wall down in 11th as well.
Oh no, that's...
Yep.
That lap is over for Jonesy. But there is 10 minutes of qualifying.
Tate's
Yep,
yet to set a lap time.
Flossie going into the pits. Yet Tate pitted after getting a penalty on lap 1. Mid-risky now could be on for a decent lap here, as Squiddy's just gone third. Mid-risky coming to the line after having a tow. Goes 130.5. Just pips Spoke for fourth there. Corbin and Flossie both getting a fresh set of tyres on.
Yeah.
Not sure if Jonesy's gotten in anyone's way there or not, but...
Chat wielded doesn't look like a dawn. However, this is what the weather god has sent to the host.
Yeah, so Flossie's still on top with a 29.8. That is a pretty good lap for his first fly, and he's just come out of the pits on a new set of rubber, so I reckon he might go quicker again.
Just giving way to two of the TDR entries there as they fly on by. I can confirm for those in chat, it is early dawn. So this is the correct time of day. And Flossie letting all of the field by there. We've got a couple on the back straight now. Squiddy and Oily coming to the line now. Oily in the pits, Squiddy staying out. We'll just set another flyer as Squid. It's not going to happen that time around. Squiddy's current best at 130.6. Mid-risky does not improve. Dark Berserk, the next two, come to the line, sitting 9th currently. Misses out by half a tenth of a second. And then we have a majority of the field still on their outlaps. Tate to set his first flyer. Goes 9th with a 131.3. I'd expect to see a bit more out of Tate next lap around.
Yep.
Jonesy coming to the line in 12th as well here.
Isn't GTR used to be the meta car around Interlagos, but that was in GT Sport?
31.5 goes Jonesy, stays 12th, just 0.03 of a second to the rear of Brutal. I honestly can't say I think I ever saw the GTR as the meta car around here. It was always the MR cars around here, the Lamborghini in particular.
I remember, one time was the GTR, and then the Peugeot RZZ is there as well.
Yep, along with the RS01 as well, the Renault. So
Yeah, the car that's exclusively good for qualifying.
Historically, this track does lend itself to MR cars, but we only have one of those in the field here at the minute, so we'll see how that goes. It's not really the one with all of the straight line speed either, that Porsche. See, rounds the little kink on the straight on the run up to the line here. Don't think
Porsche?
MCDC in the pits. He does improve by quite a bit there. So 131.0 goes 8th. Does Darth Berserk. Brutal improves as well with a 131.03. So 300ths of a second behind there. And putting Jonesy, who's currently sitting 4th in our championship, down in 12th at the minute.
Yeah, he's having a
Flossie's
nightmare.
just gone. As Flossie's just gone
29.6.
quicker again with the 29.6. That was a brilliant lap by Flossie there.
And a 1
No
minute
improvement
32
out of
for
Jonesy either.
What a disaster for him so far.
Corbin with another 2.5 second penalty. He seems to be finding all of them.
He's just warming up for the race.
Yeah. He's just getting them all out of the way now.
Okay, Squiddy is a full second down on his lap, so we won't see any improvement there. Next car through is Darth Berserk, who's coming up to the approach of turn 12. We'll see how he's looking. Down by 0.3 of a second is Darth Berserk. Brutal down by 0.6, just to the rear of them.
Did he go down to first gear at the moment for a bit?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to catch everyone's sector times as we're pretty much going to be the last lap everyone gets here, I think.
I think the M4 has pretty long gearing. So, yeah, he may have done that.
And I think that's qualifying.
Dodgy, no improvement. Who's that on a flyer there? CCH serving the penalty. No up there. So yeah, that's... There we go. So Flossie, Corbin, Tate, our top 3 at the minute, as everyone's probably going to start getting their tyres on for the race start now.
Yeah, a couple of people jumping onto hards and mediums.
A few on softs too.
And that means it's time to get my table ready.
So 29.6 the pole time out of Flossie. Corbin 2nd, Tate 3rd, and I think I saw Broken Spoke 4th. Not 100% on that one, as everyone quit back to the pits almost immediately as I tried to look at it, but we've got the starting soon message from Jonesy, so the 10-second countdown will be kicking off any second now, as nobody starting the race on the soft tyre is very interesting to see, not even the guys on the front row. Our pole sitter Flossie starting on that hard tyre as well. Who's the first on mediums? It's Corbin. I think we sit with Corbin here off the start, Chris. See what the launch of that Mercedes can bring for him on that better tyre. I think we could see Corbin leading into turn 4 here.
Yep, let's jump on board with him. 5 red lights.
Revs are all up now, off the limiter. Away they go. Bit of wheel spin. Corbin not opting to do the second gear start. Going for first and getting a bit of wheel spin. Nice and safe into turn 1 for the majority. Tate and Spoke have run a little wide. They're 2x2 in the background. Dodgy and Brutal are 2x2. Brutal falling back behind Oily now, as everyone has kind of settled in. That he has Tate warming up the tyres there as well.
Oily getting shuffled wide there as Darth made a position on into that 3rd corner.
So, quick tyre stats for everyone at home, going from the bottom of our field to the top. Jonesy, MCDC, Oil, and Darth Berserk, all starting on the hard tyre.
Oh my gosh, as MCDC runs wide, something must have happened. Not sure Or
I believe that was just cold hard tyres. Just ahead of them,
1.5 second
Brutal,
penalty for good measure for MCDC. Sorry to keep
Brutal
cutting you there,
on
Dragon.
the medium tyre, Dodgy on the medium tyre, Mid Risky on the medium tyre, Spoke on the medium tyre, Tate is on the hards in 4th, as is Squiddy in 3rd, and Flossie in 2nd. So 2nd through 4th is on the hard tyre, Corbin leading on medium tyres, and then 5th through to 8th all on mediums as well.
Yeah, Spoke is sort of finding himself in a bit of traffic here, being on the medium tyre. And as you said, Drag, the next 3 cars ahead are on hard. So
See if
this
these
won't be
sides to
good
get
for him.
removed. Oh, Tate's... I don't know if that was a... he's
he's
on the
on the
grass!
grass.
He's done well to hold that. He's done very well to hold that. He slots in behind the team leader. Oh, side by side with Brutal as they come through the centre S's there.
That was too close for comfort.
Tate and Squiddy side by side for 3rd place here. It looks like the Jag. The Nissan's starting to pull now as they come into the braking zone. Squiddy goes around the outside. Tate takes it nice and cautiously. And Mid Risky is pretty happy to just be up behind these guys now as Spoke made way and they've almost broken the slipstream back to 6th place.
My goodness,
Yeah, and Brutal's found
big.
himself. Yeah, Brutal found himself 1.5 second penalty going wide there with that little incident with Spoke.
Did Darth Berserk pit?
Darth pitted. He's done 1 lap on hards and he's on mediums.
Interesting.
Wow, that's not something I saw coming, honestly.
No.
So, be very interested to see how that goes.
Good on him for thinking outside the box.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. The gaps there to take note of. 31 seconds to the lead and 19 seconds to the rear of MCDC is Darth Berserk.
So that's Darth Berserk,
gives him-
1 lap on hards.
That certainly is.
Yeah. This gives him a lot of clean air as well for his medium stint.
Mid Risky's having a look for 4th place here. Tate looking up the inside of Squiddy as well as they go side by side. A little bit of contact made. Tate on his way through there. Mid Risky with nowhere to go. Squiddy, massive tank slapper for Squid. That's going to open up the door for Mid Risky. Dodgy is going to make his way through as well if he can stay in the slipstream of Mid here. He's decided to tuck in behind Squid. Oh, they weren't clear. Contact made in the braking zone. So Mid-Risky moved across the nose of Squiddy there under braking, unfortunately, causing Squid to lose it a little bit, and cops a penalty for his troubles. And Squiddy redressing that, maybe thinking that he was at fault there.
Yeah, Squiddy got all kinds of out of shape in that braking zone.
So that completely changes things for Squid as he was running in 4th on some hard tyres and now he was running in 3rd, lost a spot to Tate and then had that tangle with Mid and now they've both fallen down through the field. Mid with a penalty as well, so Squiddy's going to get that spot back. Something's happened to Brutal, he's back in 10th behind Jonesy, so it's all happening throughout the field at the moment. It's action-packed unless we go at the front and want to take a little bit of a breather. Corbin 4.4 seconds to the lead of Flossie with a 1:31.5 there that time around. Flossie with a 1:32.8 on those hard tyres.
Yeah, Corbin's just sort of streaking away at the moment on those medium tyres, so he just needs to do some consistent laps and keep doing what he's doing, honestly.
Yeah. Mid-Risky just try to move on Jonesy through the centre S's down in 7th place. Didn't work out, but behind them, Brutal went side by side with Squid as well now.
Mid's just gone for a move on Jonesy, and he got the job done. Nice work from Mid.
Using them medium tyres, Brutal will be thinking the same thing behind them. Not wanting to be held up. Unfortunately, where the Z4's shortcomings are is the straight line speed, and he has 2 monstrous straight line cars ahead of him in the Supra and the Jag, so pulling alongside at any point on a straight is going to be a tough ask, even on those medium tyres for Brutal.
Yeah, that is a task and a half.
Down in 4th and 5th, we have Dodgy and Spoke rolling around together. A second off the back of Tate. With a great exit there, though. Pulls it into about 3/4 of a second, so they should be in that slipstream range. Our leading medium runners, apart from Corman out in the lead. .32.4 out of Dodgy that time around. Spoke with an identical time, 32.4.
Spoke and Dodgy would just like sit there and work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they have been doing it all week.
They've been doing it all season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's running together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Spoke had a good qualifying and came a little bit undone off the start there, lost a few positions, but found himself his team captain in Dodgy here, and they're circulating quite quickly. Dodgy a little wide through the horseshoe. He's going to let Spoke on through there. Let Spoke do the chasing down of Tate now.
I will say something about Tate. He just asked me
Squiddy's
about...
got a 2-second penalty.
He just asked me about the strategy for this race, as he has done virtually no practice, and I told him to do 19 on hard, see if he can do it.
On controller, good luck to him. It's probably not the best strategy to have told him. But down in 9th, Squiddy has picked up a 2-second penalty, unfortunately, so his race going from bad to worse since that mid-risky incident on lap 3. Jonesy wide. Oh, Brutal's going to get 2 for 1 here. Can he pull on that super of Jonesy? He certainly can. Jonesy's just staying out of the way. Maybe just choosing to stay out of everyone's way and get through the race best as possible for now. We saw he did not have a great quali. So maybe taking it very cautious here.
Yeah, I was going to rub it in your face, Chris, because Tate asked me first. So there you go.
Alright, so interestingly, in 4th here, Broken Spoke has already gotten away from Dodgy, broken that slipstream to the team captain, and is within half a second to Tate. But I don't know if that Z4 is going to have enough on the straights to be able to get by the Nissan there. It's no longer the turbo brick that it once was, but it's still quite great on the straights there.
What's the engine in the Z4? Is it like 6? Yeah. Oh, as Spoke tries to do.
I couldn't tell you. I don't think that was an intended move there. I think that's Tate braking a little late and having to take a wide line in on those hard tyres.
That was almost identical to the incident between Alex Albon and Lewis Hamilton.
So Spoke looking to... he's had half a look around the outside. He's sitting right underneath the rear wing of that Nissan, but wasn't able to actually push him along. Gonna have to do a great job on the brakes here. Oh, he's not been able to do it. He was very conservative under brakes there.
Bit of contact there, the apex of turn 2.
Yeah, now he's on a wide line, so he's just going to lose out time until we get onto the straight here. Bit better positioning, I think, to try and get the overtake if the straight was a little longer, but not the case, unfortunately, for Spoke. So at the moment, Tate playing rear gunner very well to Flossie, who's been able to just streak away on those hard tyres at the minute.
And I can confirm, Chris, that the BMW does have a V8 in it, a BMW V8.
Ah, there you go. Thanks, Goat.
No worries.
Alrighty, so while most of the race seems to be settling down a little bit, we do have that action for 3rd place here. Oh, again! It's like Tate wide, lap. Spoke taking a better line through there. You can just absolutely see how much more pace that Z4 has, but does not have it on the straights. And as long as Tate goes defensive and hits his braking marker, there's not going to be a lot of chance for that Z4 to get on by.
But Dodgy, watch the action between Tate and Spoke.
Tate's
Might
gone the
have it here.
outside line this time. Spoke on the medium tyre, should be able to outbrake him. Here we go, coming into the braking zone. Spoke's gone later, Tate's going to have to tuck in behind. And now we'll see if Dodgy can make the same thing happen, as they also have the threat of Oil in My Blood lurking behind there.
Coming into turn 4, not far alongside enough. See if Dodgy can hang on to Tate's slip by the time they reach the main straight. While we are at it, what's Dodgy running? What's Dodgy's livery here? Any idea on that?
I think we should honestly start at the front of the field here with Corbin.
Alright, let's do that.
So Corbin and Midrisky both deciding to run the same livery here in our F1 Retro round. This is the Minardi livery from 2001, driven by Fernando Alonso, Taro Marquez, and Alex Young.
Yes, Alex Young.
Yeah, so I can't say I remember seeing this livery personally. I think I was only about 4 years old at the time it was running, but Corbin has said his reasoning behind this livery is growing up he had an F1 yearbook for 2001 and always had a soft spot for the year and loved the Minardi. The fact that Alonso drove the car is just an added bonus as well. So the 2001 Minardi there being represented by Corbin, and being represented quite well out the front of the field, unlike it was in 2001.
A Minardi in the lead, who would imagine?
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So yeah, the first of quite a few retro round liveries that we have here, and just having a look at Corbin's tyres. His front right medium is very, very close to going off. I don't know if he's going to stop at 9 or if he's going to try and push for 10 here, but we could see Flossie take quite a bit of time out of him if he does go for that 10th lap.
Corbin already 2 seconds.
There it is, completely gone.
And that's
Front right is completely gone at this point. Went in the braking zone of turn 12 there. So keeping a nice close eye here. He's coming in. He's not going to stay out any longer. So the first pit stop of our race there, lap 9 off the mediums. Good indication on fuel for everyone else in the field at how long that Merc can go, as he's burnt just about half a tank after 9 laps. So pretty comfy for 18 it should be. Be interesting to see if Corbin fuels up or goes for maybe a soft tyre run on the half fuel. Oh, Tate's had a moment down in 4th as well. Dodgy's gotten by. Midrisky's now right underneath that rear wing again. Dodgy going semi-defensive. Oh, Tate moving defensive now.
It's all kicking off.
It certainly is, and just behind them, Oily has jumped back into the fray here. So it's Mid looking up the inside.
Oh, that's ambitious.
Very nice and conservatively. So Tate's time last lap dropped into the 34s. It's been high 33s the last few, so we'll see how he carries on. I don't think he's going to get those 18 or 19 laps that you told him to, as he's over halfway worn at lap 9.5 here. Certainly the cork in the bottle as well. Oh, is he starting to get...
having a drifting session. Which
well
in
held
Nissan
there.
GTR looks right.
Doing that Nissan badge proud. We'll see if Midrisky can get a run here. I'm interested to see where everyone goes, as we're kind of getting towards that first pit window for the medium runners. Mid looking to stay out. That Nissan just doesn't have it. Even in the slipstream, the Mercedes has a bit more. Oh, Mid very deep under brakes. He's pulled it up beautifully to make that move happen.
Executed overtake there by Midrisky.
tap. Well done from mid there.
Can he hold it into turn 4 with a dying right front?
Oh, as Tate goes wide at the exit of left-hand sweeper, see if he gets a penalty from that.
I don't think he's going to. He still had all 4 wheels on the curb there, nice and comfortably. And I think he's just playing the game here. He's just going to sit in behind these guys and try and lose the least amount of time possible. Do we have any more action happening throughout the field? We have the 2 Scuderia teammates down in 9th and 10th together.
Yep, so the Scuderia portfolio guys.
Other than that, our main battle is from 3rd to 6th.
Speaking of Scuderia portfolio, I believe they're running a classic Jaguar livery. From what year is it?
I'm not sure. I don't know that one.
It's,
I wasn't prepared to talk about that one yet. I thought we were going to go from the top down.
I believe it was from times of Mark Webber, before they got bought out by
2000
Racing.
And it's just Squiddy running it, not both of them. So MCDC going with the standard, Squiddy running the 2001 Jaguar R1 livery there that was driven by Eddie Irvine, Johnny Herbert and Luciano Berti. And its best result was 4th place in Monaco by Eddie Irvine.
Oh.
And the reasoning behind this livery for the team was because Jag is all we've been offered, so...
We'll see more of that
Thanks
livery.
for the insight there, Squidly.
We'll see more of that livery soon in Division 1. Stay tuned for that. And any more action, gentlemen? Around the field?
Not really, apart from
3rd and 4th.
Tate. Yeah, Tate is right on the back of Oily here.
Did I see someone who...
Spoke is also driving around with nothing on his front right. Yes, we've had multiple pit stops there with Mid-Risky, Dodgy, both in the pits on that lap.
And they have both gone on to hards.
And I've completely lost track. There goes my table.
Lovely, Chris. But mid, interestingly, has filled up all the way. So I'm expecting a pretty long stint from him. And Dodgy has only filled up 3/4.
Spokes down in 7th and 8th. Brutal has just made a move on MCDC but picked up a 1-second penalty as well. And with rear damage, so maybe there's been contact between the two, not quite sure there. So Spoke, Tate, Brutal, all in at the end of 12. Tate off of the hards at the end of 12, interestingly.
He came in 7 laps earlier than what I told him to.
So, having a look at the field right now, Flossie leading 10 seconds to the front of Oily, who are hard tyre runners at the minute. Jonesy 7.6 behind Oily, also out on those hard tyres. Squiddy 2 seconds to the rear of Jonesy. MCDC 2 seconds to the rear of Squiddy, and Darth Berserk, our first pit stopper, is now caught up to the rear end of MCDC on them medium tyres. Oh, has a little bit of a look up the inside there as MCDC went very wide into the first hairpin. MCDC looks to be struggling quite a bit with any kind of grip in that front end of that Jag here. As he pushes wide again, he hasn't found an apex this entire lap, unfortunately. Oh, Corbin tried to stick his nose up the inside of Darth Berserk coming down through the left-hander there as well.
Very ambitious.
So we have them. I think we'll be seeing MCDC in shortly, within the next 2 laps or so, if not this lap. I don't think we'll see MCDC go any longer than 15. Is staying out. Here comes Darth Berserk on them medium tyres. Coming into turn 1 here. Who's going to be late on the brakes? It's Darth Berserk. Very late on the brakes, but gets it pulled up fair enough. Corbin goes through as well in the background. So MCDC goes from 5th to 7th in one corner. We'll see if Corbin decides to try and make a move on Darth Berserk here as they come into turn 4.
This is the corner where Sebastian Vettel spun in 2013 when he was racing for the championship first lap.
So nothing happening through turn 4 there. I'm interested to see if Corbin can hold pace with the worn mediums of Darth Berserk here as they are slowly catching Squiddy and Jonesy up ahead. So that's almost one full pit stop ahead of Jonesy and Squid is Corbin. Having a look to the inside here. Does it nicely.
Corner, perfectly executed.
I think Darth Berserk let that one happen. Darth Berserk let that one happen pretty easily, knowing that Corbin's not really in his race at the minute.
Corbin almost getting a penalty there. If you run 4 wheels over that white line, it does tend to give you about a 4-second penalty. So that was pretty close.
Into the pits, Jonesy.
Jonesy. So Jonesy in at the end of 14. The only of the hard runners in this lap. Darth Berserk coming in for second stop now off of those first set of mediums. I'll be interested to see where Darth Berserk comes out now after having made the second stop. Other than that, I think the big focus at the moment is going to be how fast Corbin can close that gap up to Squiddy. It's now at 1.2 seconds.
Jonesy's already out. He's doing soft stints.
Yeah, 42% of fuel. It's a very short soft stint, possibly there.
Supra also goes through the tank fairly quickly.
Does, so it might be a very short stint here for Jonesy. We'll have to wait and see. Corbin already closing that gap to Squiddy under half a second on these fresh hard tyres. Squiddy's out there struggling on these quite old hard tyres now. That gap down to under 0.2 of a second. I'm sure we'll see the move into turn 1. I don't know how hard Squiddy's going to fight. Oh, Corbin's got great traction out of there, so it's going to happen earlier.
Turn 1. It's already done.
Yeah. Corbin with a great run out of there. Squiddy unable to find any traction with the worn rear hard tyres as he tucks in and goes for the bump there. So not trying to fight that spot too hard. There is Squid. And that is our most open battle. So I think we'll let the viewers hear a little bit about It's Flossie's livery, who's currently 10 seconds in the clear out front on these hard tyres. So, Flossie picked this one because it's the Star Wars Red Bull from 2005. So I'm assuming Flossie, big fan of Star Wars, and it does look very, very good on the RX Vision here. No notable results, apparently, but was driven by David Coulthard and, oh god, I'm going to butcher this one, Viantonio Luizzi. That one.
Sounds like it.
Yep.
That's about right.
That is close.
Oh, as he gets a little bit sideways into turn 12 on the
those hard
braking.
tires, I would imagine so. And I believe this specific livery was raced during the Monaco Grand Prix.
I couldn't tell you on that one.
I remember like the entire team went Stormtrooper mode with the costumes and the team uniform, something like that.
Yeah, they did too. Yeah, they all embraced the Star Wars theme, and all the pit crew were stormtroopers. So there you go.
Who else have we got together? We've got down in 9th and 10th, Tate on the medium tyres now, chasing Midrisky down. Setting a purple lap last time around as well was Tate, a 131.3, whereas Midrisky managed a 132.8 on those hard tyres. So all that time Mid spent harassing the rear end of Tate. He's now got that hard charging Nissan to face.
There you go, Dragon. keeps correcting you. It's pronounced VC.
I'm just gonna stick with however I said it and leave it to the butchers. I'll send it out back to the butcher. So Tate with a really nice run out of the center S here on the run down to turn 4. Dipped a tyre in the dirt there. Didn't look like it affected him too much, and he's coasting into turn 4 here. So taking it nice and easy on these medium tyres now.
Bit of fuel saving action too.
Yeah, ever so slightly. But I don't know how long Tate's going to be willing to... Oh, there it is. So Tate up the inside. Mid goes a little bit wide. And through goes Tate. Up in 7th, some actions kicking off as well. Jonesy up the inside of Dodgy there.
Oh, Alex
Dodgy with the indicator on, letting it happen, just letting him through. Knowing that Jonesy is on the fast tyre, Dodgy on the hard tyre. Not trying to fight too hard. 6th place MCDC coming into the pits. Oh, goodness, he's understeered on the pit entry on my screen there. That looked dangerous. 17 laps MCDC's managed out of that one.
Valiant effort from MCDC there.
That it is. We still have 3 of the original hard tyre runners out. That being Flossie and Oily in 1st and 2nd, and Squid in 4th.
Yeah, they are going extra long, those hard tyres. I don't know how they do it. Me personally, in the vet, I have a lot of trouble, but yeah, they're making it look easy at the moment.
Yeah, what's more alarming is Flossie has more fuel than Oily and Squid, as well as more tyre than the 2 of them, and is still pulling time, so whatever magic that Star Wars livery has granted him, I'd love if he shared some with me.
The
because,
force is strong with
Flossie
now.
Oh, and he's in.
He's into the pits. The force
in at
is
18.
strong with Flossie indeed.
See if Oily follows in or goes one more time. He's going one more time. I'm going to jump back on with Squid and see if Squiddy decides to continue on. He does not.
Coming in.
Into the pits comes Squiddy. So, Oily going for 19 on the hard tyre, just as Chris suggested to the world. And Corbin has almost made up that entire first pit stop on Oily, just 6.5 seconds to the rear. Flossie emerging from the pits on mediums shortly, so that gap to Corbin's going to be there, but with one less stop, it's going to be a big ask for Corbin to try and make that up, I think. The Flossie's come out of the pits just in front of Jonesy, who is on the soft tyre. We could see a bit of action kicking off here. 130.9 last time around was Jonesy with the purple lap. Goes purple through Sector 1 as well. Squiddy's still in the pits. He's topped the tank and is rolling out on hard tyres again.
Ooh, so double hards for Squid.
So next time we see Squid in should be lap 36. If his previous stint is any indication of that, but that has put him quite a ways back. He is 56 seconds off of Oily at the moment. Do we have much else happening throughout the field? No. Now, do either of you gentlemen...
Oily's still going for another lap?
Yeah, do either of you gentlemen know what Oily's livery is? Because I could not find it in our little archives there. So
Adams.
It is, I can tell you, it is Nicky Lauda's Formula One car. I'm not exactly sure from the year, but yeah, I believe it was Nicky Lauda's.
Are you saying that just because it says that on the side, or?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And I think it's the one that Charles Leclerc put in the fence at Monaco.
Is that the...
That's a
you
good
guys
possibility
remember
there.
Yeah.
Might be 1976?
That'll do.
I have no clue. Yeah, that's only about
Maybe.
30 years before Goat was born.
That's just my guess.
Yeah, so that's as good as guess as any. I didn't see it in our little archive of what liveries people would be running this weekend, so we'll take that and just go with it's Nicky Lauder's livery from a while ago.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the one.
I didn't grab a screenshot of it. Yeah, I must have missed it.
It wasn't posted, I don't think. One that was posted though, third place right now, Broken Spoke. It's an iconic livery that a lot of people would probably recognise immediately there. So why did Spoke choose that livery? He said that he's always been a fan of cars running the JP livery, and it's an iconic livery across all motorsports. From the Lotus 98T that competed in the 1986 F1 Championship, driven by Ayrton Senna and Johnny Dumfries. And he's given us quite a bit of information, so we might come back to that a little later on as well. I love the little special Windsor banner that he's put there as well. It's the Jade Finance Australia in gold lettering.
Yeah, that's a really good touch.
It fits in very, very well with the livery and looks stunning on that Z4 there.
And Adam Features
Definitely
informed me that Oiley's livery is a 1975 car.
There you go. As Oiley rolls out of the pits on hard tyres with a top tank, so could we see Oiley do another 20 on hards here?
That is monstrous.
So we could see Oiley do 20, 20, and then go for something along the lines of like an 11 and a 9. 11 on mediums, 9 on softs to finish kind of thing. Maybe 12 and 8, I'm not sure. But it's going to be very interesting to see where it works out. Oiley again choosing a different strategy to what's expected, just as he did last week at Monza. I almost said Monaco.
Yeah, he likes thinking outside the box, Oiley.
I think we see Jonesy in this lap.
Yeah, I think so too. His front right is looking worse for wear.
Well, that's
I'd be very surprised if he went round again.
There he is.
Jonesy's in.
So Jonesy in off the softs. So that's been what's that? Hards and softs both used, I think.
Yep. So
maybe?
It's got mediums left.
Yep.
He did start. Sorry, not hards. Anyway.
So having a look here as well, Flossie hunting down Broken Spoke, 0.9 of a second the gap now. On these medium tyres is Flossie. Spoke on some very worn mediums. He's been on them for quite some time. I believe about 10 or so laps now. Flossie on the very, very fresh ones. He's been on them for about 3 or 4. You just see the difference in grip as they come through that long sweeping right-hander. Spoke hangs it out wide. Spoke letting him through. Again, a characteristic we've seen from quite a few of the TDR guys here tonight already. Just someone on an alternate strategy, let them on by, maybe try and tuck in behind them, use a bit of slipstream. Don't hold up either of your strategies. And it's working, as Spoke is 13.5 seconds to the front of Tate, who is in 4th place at the moment, so... Do we have any other close battles? I don't see too many of them. Oh, Midrisky just had a big moment coming out of, as Chris has named it, Alex Albon corner. He's lost about a second and a half there, I think, maybe about a second, big oversteer moment before you come flying down the hill. Dropped him back a bit further behind Dodgy. Speaking of Dodgy, we can get onto that livery now. I believe it was the Jordan?
It's a Jordan. It's a Jordan.
Yes, the reasoning behind it is because they have Gimpman on the team. It also just happens to match Team Dodgy's colours very well.
It does.
So it was the Jordan/Mugen Honda in 1999, driven by Damon Hill and Heinz Harald Frentzen.
Nailed it.
Yep, I'm doing great, if I don't say so myself. So it says 1999 was Jordan's best all-time result, coming 3rd in the manufacturers. So there you go, and a little bit of trivia information supplied by Dodgy. Supercars head of motorsport Adrian Burgess was once the sporting director for Jordan. So there you go.
Oh.
Nice little bit of information supplied there by Dodgy.
I had no idea about that. Good piece of trivia.
Yeah. So that's a good one. I had no idea. Dodgy is cracking on quite nicely here in that car. Corbin in the pits from the lead. And there goes Flossie already past the start-finish, so that gap is not what it used to be.
I think the field's pretty much spread out. So possibly some words from our sponsors, perhaps?
I think it's a great time to hear a bit from our sponsors, as we have Tate in the pits as well.
Alright, be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you own a business needing new equipment? Or perhaps you're wanting a good set of wheels for that shiny new bike licence? Maybe you're after that well-earned boat for retirement. Or you desperately need a new car or caravan for those family getaways? Get in touch with Jade Finance today.
There we go. Beautiful words from our wonderful sponsors that all make Wheel2Wheel happen there. And do you have some words from the sponsors we didn't have any ads for there, Chris?
Yes, as we saw, MCDC took a brutal for 6th place now.
Oh, brutal on the grass! He did exactly what Spoke did earlier on in the race there, and he's done very well holding onto that.
I swapped to our sponsor cut and then immediately back to the action. But anyway, thank you to our sponsors. Also, our sponsors at Permobil. Their purpose is to innovate for individuals to create advanced solutions that make the lives of people living with disabilities more enriching. They are dedicated. Work tirelessly to make this happen, and they are leading the change. They see ability. Check out their website at www.permobil.com. Also, thank you to Hybrid Ag. They are passionate about educating people about the importance of nutrient density and the significant beneficial impact this can have on our health and the environment. They help people to apply this knowledge with a view to transform food quality as they know it today. Learn more at www.hybridag.com.au. I think that's everyone.
There we go. Our incredibly wonderful sponsors, and especially the ones that sponsor teams throughout the season, such as Permobil with CP Motorsports, AMS Excavations with the Damn Hexicans, 180 Embroidery with Team Dodgy, Hybrid Ag sponsoring Scuderia, and the major sponsor of Wheel2Wheel, Jade Finance Australia, sponsoring the Dragons Den team. So big thank you to all of the sponsors that help these teams get team shirts and trophies at the end of the season, as well as supporting the league in general. And we have a bit more action throughout the field now. So Dodgy and Dark Berserk, 2nd and 3rd, very close together. We also have Jonesy and Brutal 8th and 9th, which are quite close together. Jonesy looking on a bit of a charge, Brutal coming towards the end of a hard stint. And then Spoke and Squiddy, 10th and 11th. Spoke fresh out of the pits on some hard tyres, and Squiddy has been out for about 5 laps. So it was oh so calm. We played some ads, and these guys decided to get a whole lot closer together. One of the moves has been made. Jonesy has made his way by Brutal. Brutal not fighting that one too hard. Again, as we've seen from the TDR guys this race so far, not fighting for these positions too hard.
And Darth is just on the, coming onto the back straight now behind Dodgy there. As Dodgy goes into the pits. So
again, TDR guys not fighting too hard there.
Yeah, easy pass for Darth there.
Mid-risky following Dodgy in, and then of course we have Broken Spoke and Squiddy down in 10th and 11th. Will this be the third move in succession on this start-finish straight? Oh, Tate is right there.
Yeah, Tate is looking to get both of them on the medium tyres. So
Spoke's not even gaining on Squiddy in that Jag in the slipstream, unfortunately for Spoke. So through goes Tate.
So it just shows you how much of a weapon that GTR is on the straight.
Yeah, the difference between medium and hard tyres as well. Tate had to get out of it a little bit, not to make contact with the rear of Squiddy. It's pulling on the Jag, coming into the braking zone. Squiddy's trying to fight it. Not happening. Can Broken Spoke take advantage of Squiddy's compromised run in here? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to.
So a twin turbo V6 now leads to V8 cars.
Yep, that's what the medium tyre will do for you.
GTR equals Senpai.
So Spoke looks all over the rear end of Squiddy, but Squiddy is just driving stoically, unfazed by the JP special livery behind him, just carrying on as you do.
I guess that
Darth Berserk has just entered the pits on the medium tyre.
6 litres probably could have stretched another lap on 6 litres.
Yeah, he had enough tyres to do it, but I guess he's just sticking to a number, and he's So,
I guess so.
Fair enough.
So do we have anyone? Doesn't look like too much. MCDC will be in the pits shortly. Quite a lot of tyre wear on those mediums. Just about 10% third currently. Just about, I'd say like 12 to 11 litres of fuel. It's going to start flashing any second now throughout this lap. So probably in at the end of 29 maybe for MCDC here. Flossie well clear of Corbin, 34 seconds in front.
Oh, blimey.
Corbin has made one extra pit stop over Flossie here though, so that'll come down quite a bit when Flossie pits in a few laps time here. Trying to see anyone else close to a pit stop, doesn't look like it. Our bottom 5 from 8th through to 12th there. Pretty fresh out the pits, so I don't think we'll see anyone there in the pits anytime shortly. I'm going to say MCDC, Flossie and Jonesy are the next 3 that we'll see in. Down in 7th and 8th, Spoke has got a run on that Jag of Squiddy once again, tucking in underneath that big old rear wing. Can he make anything happening with it though?
He has the run. Squiddy's sort of defending up.
Keeping the bump.
One bump drop, so I don't think Spoke's going to make the move.
No, it's not looking likely.
So Spoke there is just happy to work with Squid and try and just catch back up to whoever's in front.
Yeah, and it's a very smart thing to do. You're halfway through the race at this point, so still a long ways to go with it.
No point going for
feels like forever, guys, and we're only just halfway.
A little bit of front tyre washout there for Spoke. Yeah, the next closest battle is Oily and MCDC, but I'm gonna guess MCDC is gonna be in at the end of this lap. That front right has just a slither left on it. Looks like it's just gonna hold on through the braking zone on corner exit. That fuel gauge flashing could probably go barely one more on fuel if needed, but
It's the apex and it's that lock corner. And yep,
there we go, it's completely gone.
Oh. It's also, it's hard to keep it in the
penalty
line.
for Tate in 6th. 3 seconds for Tate. I'm assuming he's gotten that coming through the downhill left-hander before turn 12 there. I guess that'd make it turn 11, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the sweeper between
Alex
Albon and, and it's that block corner. Yeah.
So 3 seconds, that's going to be absolutely costly there for Tate when he comes back around to that start-finish straight. And then we just have this battle of Squiddy and Spoke again. Spoke had an incredible run through turn 2, but decided to just tuck in, and he's more than happy to sit behind Squiddy here. Mid-Risky and Dodgy, 8th and 9th, here we go. Mid-Risky just pulling to the inside, using the power of that Mercedes, as we have Flossie in at lap 30. Mid beautifully outbroke Dodgy. Dodgy didn't fight that one too hard, and again just tucks back in. Said that one, yep.
Yep, and
I think so.
Spoke just gave Squid a bit of a bump into one of his hairpins, which bumped him wide, but he redressed, so that's okay.
Still, Flossie's still in the pits as Corbin goes through turn 1 now. Flossie rolling out of the pits. They're going to be side by side, I think. Corbin through turn 2. No. Flossie's a little behind on that, but coming back out on mediums. And there goes Corbin past the pit exit.
Yeah, so Flossie coming out on new set of mediums and a lot more fuel.
It's about 11 laps worth of fuel there. So we could see him do 10 or 11 on these mediums here. He did 11 previously, so that would take him through to lap 41. Which is interesting where he's going to manage it from there. Spoke and Squid again close, but I don't think we're going to see Spoke make a move, as he's more than happy. No, he does pull to the inside that time, but does not brake late enough. So Spoke going for a cheeky move, trying to lull Squid into a false sense of security like he did me there. I thought for sure he was more than happy to just sit behind, but he pulled out at the last second and tried to go. But I think sitting behind here is costing Spoke so much time. So much time being cost there.
Yeah, their last time was a 34.3 from Squid and a 34.6 from Spoke, so I'm going to say it's about...
Oh, Spoke, He's got on the loud pedal a little too much there. I did that in the practice race earlier on. There goes Mid, there goes Dodgy. Oh, here comes Darth Berserk up the inside as well. It's very, very unfortunate there for Spoke. He's lost about 13 to 14 seconds with that one. And it's so easy to do. Dirty tyres. Oh, struggling to pull it up for turn 12.
I hate to see it.
Just like that, your race can just fall away, unfortunately. It's unfortunate. I feel so bad for Spoke, as he has that happen quite often. He absolutely does well in quali and is cracking on nicely throughout the race, and then finds just one small mistake and it's all gone.
Yeah, but it is a long race. We still have about 35 minutes to go, probably more like 45. So yeah, he can find his way back, no doubt about that.
Certainly can. I feel like it's a great moment to bring up another one of our retro liveries here. Jonesy's sitting in 4th at the moment in that Supra. The Toyota to match the Supra that he's driving, the Toyota TF102 The car ran from 2002 to 2009. Apparently there were 9 different drivers in the car across the 7 years with no notable results. So
As he ducks into the pits.
not the most fabulous performance there out of Toyota in F1, but there's a good reason why they're not coming back, I guess.
Well, on the bright side, Toyota's ventures in Formula One it provided the technology to make the Lexus LFA one of the best-selling cars in the world.
That you will never ever see on the street.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So is it really that much of an upside if you never actually get to see one?
Well, I did get to see one. I was walking past a Lexus dealership and just a blue Lexus LFA just on display.
So did you enjoy hearing it while it was on display?
Unfortunately, the engine wasn't on.
Exactly.
Back up the front, we've got Corbin, who's sort of running out a bit of talent on his front right, and I think he's going to be in the pits this lap, surely.
Yep, he's indicating left to Flossie, who's just gone purple through the second sector as well on these medium tyres, so we might be about to see Flossie set a 130.7-ish on medium tyres here. It's a 130.9. He lost a bit of time there. On the run out. So
2 tenths off, Dragon. What are you doing, mate?
Yeah, look. 7th and 8th now is also starting to have a bit of action around it. Dodgy as Darth Berserk, the company now, Darth Berserk charging on them soft tyres at the moment.
CD's wondering if chat curse is a thing, because apparently CD's blaming Fang. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
Go Darth Berserk, just a big coast into the braking zone here. Corbin coming out of the pits, 92% fuel, hard tyres, so it's a first hard tyre stint, started on the mediums, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Or did he go onto the hards after that? Oh gosh. Darth Berserk looking to the inside of Dodgy. Dodgy fighting this one, holding it around the outside. Berserk takes a bit of curb.
Contact. The apex.
Dodgy's letting that one go, taking the wider line. Darth Berserk's probably, no, he's going to just take the racing line. It looked like he was taking a defensive line there, swung right across to the right side of the track, but just like that, he's gone through. Oh, he's had a terrible time under braking there, almost cut the track. Up in 4th and 5th as well. Squid has been caught by Mid, my favourite duo from the Monza stream there. Squid and Mid back at it again. What is it? Part 2, Electric Boogaloo?
That's it.
As I think the Merc should have the power to be able to make the move up the inside as they come down here. Mid's having a look around the outside. Goes to switch back to the inside, gives Squid a bump, Tate into the pits while we're on board with this. Squiddy taking a strange line.
Yeah.
There, you almost went 4 wheels off the track in the middle of a kink, so... if it works, it works. Mid with a beast, and he's done very well there on the mediums. Using all of the grip available on those medium tyres to get by Squiddy there.
That was perfectly executed there from Midruski.
Yep, very well done. And back in 5th and 6th, Darth Berserk has found himself behind Dodgy again.
Yes, because he got a half a second penalty.
So we'll be seeing if Darth Berserk can make this move again. Oh, MCDC in 8th just took Spoke's spot off him as well. So it's all starting to kick off. 10th and 11th, Jonesy and Brutal are also very close together. So again, Dodgy just he doesn't look to be fighting it too hard. Maybe realizing Berserk was on the soft tyre.
Yeah.
Deciding to tuck in. So yeah, very interested to see how a lot of these battles end up. As we have Corbin is 46 seconds off the lead on the racing hard tyres. Even Oily is 20 seconds off the back of Jonesy and has taken very, very good care of these racing hard tyres this time around as well. Starting lap 16 on them and still has about 35%. Darth Berserk out to about 3/4 of a second on Dodgy, who ran a bit deep into turn 1 there. The other battles that were forming have spread back out to that over 1 second gap. Believe we still have a couple liveries to talk about, and we'll talk about the man on the soft tyres right now, Darth Berserk, currently sitting in 5th. A Kiwi-driven McLaren M7A from 1968, this livery is. Driven by Denny, oh goodness, Hume?
Denny Hume.
H-U-L-M-E. Hume as well.
Yes, Denny Humes, yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently they gave McLaren their first win at the Belgian Grand Prix in this livery, so well represented Kiwi driver there for Darth Berserk to be showing off the livery of there.
I believe McLaren's also like the second longest lasting Formula 1 team.
We might need Dodgy to trivia check that one. CCH is closing that gap to the rear end of Dodgy. Dodgy will be in the pits soonish as well, as will Darth Berserk. So there's Darth Berserk in, Dodgy staying out. I don't think Corbin will close that 1.2 seconds before Dodgy pits.
Yep.
We also have Tate about 0.8 behind Brutal in 12th, which could turn into something as well. Very interested to see if Darth Berserk fuels up as well. 49% fuel. If they go for another set of soft tyres,
I think he has gone for another set of softs.
Yeah, I just saw a phantom pit stop and his car currently does not have tyres on it for me. So that's a stunning visual there. That McLaren is now running without any tyres on my screen, so that's absolutely lovely. Tate and Brutal in 10th and 11th.
That's a bold move from Tate.
Yeah, Tate got a very, very good run. Oh, Brutal almost outbroke himself there a little bit as well. Those mediums really struggling to hang on. Having a look back up through the field again, Spoke and Jonesy have split apart. Corbin is right with Dodgy, who has caught up to Squiddy. I think Dodgy will be going around again. Squiddy might be in this lap or the next. Mid-Risky we'll see in next lap as well.
News from the lead, Flossie picked up a half a second penalty.
I don't think that's going to affect him too much currently. He just has a casual 27 seconds to work with back to Oily, and 48 back to Corbin, who now has to battle his way through Dodgy and possibly even Squid, depending on when Squiddy pits. But here we go. The Mercedes has the run on that Z4. The braking zone's coming up quickly, though. It's a bit too late. He did try and sell the dummy and see if Dodgy would compromise his line there and leave room on the apex, but Dodgy knew it was coming, so he took the racing line well. Oh, he's pushed wide, as is Corbin. He's up the inside now, and there goes the move. Those medium tyres of Dodgy barely being able to hang on to the much, much fresher racing hards of that Mercedes. And now 0.9 of a second the gap up to Squiddy here for Corbin. Down into first gear, gets it turned in beautifully on the apex. Early upshift to second to minimise the wheel spin. Look at the difference in speed these two cars are taking.
Oh.
I'm not sure how much longer Squid's going to be able to stay out for. I think I heard some wheel spin there from Corbin.
Yep, did a bit of a skid
behind Squid, so compromising the run a little bit.
Squiddy should get this done.
Squiddy staying left. As Mid-Risky is also in the pits ahead of Squid off the medium tyres.
Yes.
So Tate and Jonesy, 8th and 9th at the minute. Tate right up behind that Supra, but struggling to be able to pull enough speed with Jonesy in that Supra. It's about the only place it's strong around this track is the last probably 500 metres of this start-finish straight.
Yeah, it has really good long legs.
Corbin has a 2.5 second penalty in third now.
Oh,
Not
Oh,
too
that-
boy.
That one. That's it's not going to be good with him needing every second he can get to compete for that first place with Flossie. That gap is going to grow massively as it costs you so much time having to burn the penalty and then get the power down uphill of all places. Or dodgy wide behind him as well, having both of rear tyres out into the dirt for a second. All this while, Tate is still trying to chase down Jonesy. Both on the medium tyre, Tate with probably 15 to 20 litres more on board that Nissan and nowhere near as much power towards the end of the straight as that Toyota. See what kind of run he can get. He's on the power nicely. He's got a much better exit there in the slipstream. Dodgy in the pits. Tate with the nose up the inside, but immediately the Supra starts pulling a full car length, 1.5 by the time they hit the brakes. But there's the downfall of that Supra because it's going so much faster, it has to brake so much sooner, and through goes Tate up the inside. Beautifully done there from Tate.
It's also the matter of quite a huge tailwind coming to turn 1.
Yeah, that would definitely help the straight line speed of Tate there.
That's 19.8 kilometers per hour of speed, ladies and gentlemen.
So Dodgy just released from the pit box. Squiddy is getting blue flags. And there is Flossie just behind him. I think Dodgy is about to get lapped by Flossie as well here. On the pit exit.
Oh, yep,
there goes Flossie on by. So Dodgy, that's crazy pace from Flossie there.
That's pretty depressing.
Flossie's still he's still got to make a pit stop, so that gap it's not quite a full lap. It's probably about maybe a minute, I would say, probably closer to. As we have Oily in the pits from second, Corbin 54 seconds to the rear of Flossie in second now, which that is ridiculous to say out loud. 54 seconds to gap from first to second at the moment.
Wow.
Squiddy and Spoke in 9th and 10th are quite close together. Spoke at the end of a hard stint, Squiddy at the start of a medium run. All with Flossie giving them blue flags the whole time. Oily rolling out of the pits now. Daft Berserk's made his way past the pit exit. Mid-Risky just coming into turn 1, so Oily's going to slot into 7th. Spoke is in from 10th. Every time I go to spectate Squiddy, I just see the blue flags. 3rd and 4th here, though, Tate and MCDC. MCDC running dangerously low on fuel and front right tyre. Tate right there. Oh, he's taken a bit of curb and a half there. And loses a little bit of time on the corner exit. You can just see how much more grip Tate has in that car. If he just waits momentarily, he might... No,
he's not
bit of
gonna
contact there.
way into is that clock corner.
He does redress it there.
Pulled out.
So Tate should see that MCDC is going to dive into the pits here. If that's the case, MCDC should just pin it to the left. There you go. Tate goes around the outside, just like all the trailer park girls. And MCDC ducks into the pits off the medium tyre. Jonesy goes through as well. Very interested to see where MCDC is going to emerge here and when Flossie is going to pit, if ever. It's got to be this lap, looking at the fuel. Those tyres have lasted very well, but that fuel is down to about 3 litres.
For Flossie, yeah, he should be leading.
So end of 42, that leaves 18 laps to go, still with the softs to run. So it could just be as simple as 10 and an 8, 11-7 would be my guesses here.
We'll go with 11-7.
I don't see why you'd want to go any longer than that. Having a look through, MCDC emerging from the pits just now has plenty of room either side. Dodgy going past the pit exit, Brutal coming into turn 1 with a 3-second penalty for MCDC though for the pit entry at some point.
Yeah, I saw him cut the chicane ever so lightly into the pits.
There you go. And it's probably... Oh, here comes Flossie out of the pits now. It's probably a great time to cover the last of our retro liveries now. Brutal 1982,
yes.
Currently sitting in 11th with the Rothmans livery there. The car was the Renault FW18, driven in 1996, driven by Damon Hill and Jacques Villeneuve. The results that were notable for that car: championship winning car in 1996. In 1996 it won 12 of the 16 races, 8 by Damon Hill and 4 by Villeneuve. So quite a successful car there that Brutal's decided to run the livery on. And thanks to Havoc for the information on that one.
Yeah, that concludes all of our retro liveries for this split.
Yep, and I think Flossie might be about to legitimately lap Broken Spoke, unfortunately, yes, without the pit stops being involved. So Spoke doing well, getting out of the way, nice and early. Very well done there, Spoke. Respectful. Flossie gives him the flash of the hazards as a thank you, and they'll both carry on. The field is quite spread at the minute.
Very spread, and yeah, I get what you mean. If you're Corbin, this is depressing. Flossie made a pit stop, and he's like 20 seconds ahead.
So we have Jonesy probably in the pits this lap as well here. So that'll put Darth up to 4th.
Flossie has shown Division 1 pace here at the least. He is on another level at the moment.
He certainly is.
Yeah. Making Corbin look
still with
very
a soft
washed.
stint to go is insane. I'm sure we'll see Corbin pit and possibly go into mediums for one more stop.
Maybe.
Looking at his tyres, I think Corbin's probably got just the one stop left in him to go onto that medium tyre. Unless he hasn't run the softs, but I believe he has. I'm not 100% sure there. But
Corbin?
Yes.
Don't think he has run softs.
That could be interesting then. We could see Corbin in at the end of this lap for 2 soft stints or something then.
Yep.
Jonesy emerging from the pits now as MCDC rounds turn 3, so we could see a bit of a battle happening here. Both on the medium tyre, both with 1 stop to go. And MCDC is currently on a personal best by about 1/10 of a second through Sector 1.
Be very, very interesting to see where Darth Berserk finishes this race because of that very unorthodox strategy, getting rid of the hards.
I think Darth still has 2 stops to go unless he goes onto hard tyres here, but that would make no sense to do the 1 lap on hards earlier on, so I think we might see 2 soft stints to the end here from Berserk. Just 8 and 8 would make sense to my smooth brain, but
yeah, that would make it a 5 stop, I believe, with the 2 stints on softs.
And he's in.
I think it might. I think it's more than that. I think this is a 6 stop for Darth Berserk.
Yeah,
I think
possibly
this
be.
is the 5th stop, and if he comes out on anything other than hards, I think it has to be a 6th one.
Yeah.
Because he did run hards for 1 lap at the start.
Yep, another
So
set of softs.
You're probably right.
There goes Jonesy through turn 2. That means MCDC is not too far behind. There goes MCDC through, so Darth's going to pop out in 10th. And I believe that's going to be the actual running position with pretty much the rest of the field to have 1 stop remaining in the race.
Did Flossie just set a purple lap on mediums?
He did a 30.3, but you know he can't set a purple lap on softs yet because he hasn't run them. So we'll see Corbin in. I don't know what Corbin's going to do here. We could see an extended medium stint.
Interesting.
If Corbin can get like another 2 laps and maybe run 12 on mediums, or could just chuck on another set of hards now and go again. The real focus now for Corbin should be holding second as Tate is 2.5 seconds to the rear. But Tate should be in at the end of this lap, whereas Corbin has a bit of flexibility, has about a quarter of a tank, and is running the hard tyre and has about the same wear, so it's going to be very interesting. I think Oily is still in here with a dark shot, a long shot at getting something going here as well.
Dark, the sky is turning dark as the sun sets.
That is, we've gone through a full day cycle pretty much from dawn all the way down through to dusk.
With perfectly accurate weather coloring and just the overall look of the weather. Thanks, Nessa.
Still about 25 laps to go as well, so I'm sure we'll get to see that beautiful night sky supplied by NASA.
Yep.
As Flossie has just beaten his fastest lap on mediums. And he's done a 130.2 which is...
I can barely do that on. I can barely do that on softs on low fuel at this point of the race.
That's a good lap on softs.
And he's gone purple
and
again.
He's purple. Oh god.
Everyone else in this race is praying to Telstra or whoever he's on board with right now.
Yeah.
As we have second and third into the pits now. 14 laps. It's going to be... I can't see Corbin running anything other than the hards here if he wants to make it to the end, but I'm happy to be proved wrong. Tate in a similar boat, actually.
Yeah.
Corbin's gone onto the softs.
So double stint on softs?
So possibly hasn't run the softs yet and is chucking them on now. Very, very low amount of fuel.
So that means
Tate's on the softs as well. So Oily could be on for a potential second here, if not a podium. With that, yeah, wow.
So that's a 5-stop for Corbin, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
we'll go
sure.
with yes.
Sure, yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Yeah. So Corbin on the 5-stop there.
Corbin definitely stopping more than 4 times, yep.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
He should be in...
We're doing good, gentlemen. We're doing really good.
Yeah, I'm going to say he'll be in maybe lap
He's only put
or something.
40. He's only put 40 liters in, which is crazy to me. So 9 laps in the Mazda takes about 60 liters. So maybe he's gone what 6 or 7-ish.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be hard to get on. Hard to make 6. So I'm not sure of.
He is right in behind Squiddy
there.
now. So that means that this overtake on Squiddy is for actual position as well, not just yeah. So it's for the overall. Squiddy sets a personal best of a 131.4 on these very worn mediums as they start to slowly pass away into the realm of non-existence. And Corbin on some... Oh, Squiddy, hold on to it! Corbin on some brand new softs should be able to make this move happen nice and easy.
Purple into sector 1.
Yeah, I wasn't sure on that one. It went said purple on the left side and blue on the right, but I'll take your word for it. as my graphics are not holding on. So that's... Yeah, wow.
Zeus calling it Flossie to drive the Renault next season.
That is cruel, because the Renault these days is extremely drivable, but it is like a dog that has been castrated. It no longer has that bite to it. You know, it's been very, very tamed down.
Yeah.
So it might be drivable, but it is probably the slowest Group 3 car in the game.
Yeah, I dabbled with it when we were in GT Sport. There's a manufacturer season. So I thought, Renault, why not? And the RS01 just could not compete with other cars.
Yeah, I gave it a little bit of a test at Trail Mountain in pre-season testing for this season, and it was about 2.5 to 3 seconds slower over a lap of Trail Mountain than the Mazda.
You tested it?
Lovely.
I didn't even bother with it.
I tested the Ferrari as well, if that's any indication of what I was doing at that point of testing.
It's unfortunate
I was just
that the
driving
Ferrari's not
MR cars
competitive.
to see if they were drivable. Tate has just taken the purple lap with a 30.0 big amount of slipstream assisted from Jonesy as he made the overtake into turn 1 as well.
Bit of flash.
Tate, yeah, so early... Oh, he's got on the grass!
You did it, George Russell!
So early on, Tate gave Jonesy a bit of a flash of the headlights as they approached the start-finish line. Tate got by, gave Jonesy a flash of the hazards to say thank you, and Jonesy gave him a flash of the headlights to say, "You're welcome, don't let me see you around here again."
It's a shame these battery cars are not equipped with horns.
Yes. Down in 9th place, we could have a little bit of action kicking off here as well.
Yeah, look at this. Although speaking of Tate and the Nissan, we recently have the new Nissan GTR. Wonder if anyone will use it for next season with the wheel, or in fact any newcomers with the wheel this season will try and use it.
Yeah, I have seen it. It is quite competitive. A bit similar to the old one, but I believe it's a bit better in corners, but not as much pace on the straight. So, yeah, I don't know about it. I haven't seen many quick people driving it, so yeah, I don't really know. But I think it's a live choice.
It's certainly another option. That I can tell you for sure. I don't know if it's my option, but it adds to the 35 odd Group 3 cars that everyone has to contest with already, as Berserk has a look up the inside of MCDC as the sky continues to get ever so dark. The headlights could definitely be some mind games at this point.
There you go. CD volunteered to use the new Nissan.
There you go. ZD's always keen to do some weird stuff though, so I'm not surprised at all there.
Pretty sure ZD is a bit weird, but...
Next minute CD will drive the, what's it called, the Volkswagen VGT, the one with the open top.
I think he should drive the Suzuki.
That car, I was so hyped for it when it came out. I drove it and it disappointed me so hard.
We know, Chris.
Chris used to hearing the disappointment, not being the one giving it out. Tate and Dodgy having a bit of a battle here in 6th and 7th.
Yeah, and also Darth Berserk is going to make a move on MCDC.
Oh, look how late on the brakes. Them soft tyres just pulling him up beautifully. Well done.
Yeah, not much MCDC could do there.
I will say, I'm terrified of the Porsche in Div 1.
Me too.
I
haven't seen it much.
I have not seen it in practice all week.
We haven't seen much of the Porsche.
The thought that they are just doing their own private team practices that no one else has ever been able to see at all throughout the week is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
They could be on some ridiculous kind of pace and just be running 29s the whole time. We don't know.
Yeah.
Shall see.
One thing I would like to point out, Mid-Risky completely gone on the front right tyres. Probably going to have to come in this lap. That'd be a 9-lap stint on softs to the end, which is certainly doable. Especially if continuing on these mediums would lead him into the 34s. You'd be better off doing the lap on completely gone soft tyres. Here we go. In comes Mid-Risky for his final pit stop. Hopefully they'll have some pompadoms for him after the race, ready, nice and warm. Squiddy in for the final stop as well.
Yeah, can't have cold ones. It's just not the same. Yeah. So Squid Mid in the pits, both on mediums.
Yeah, my favourite duo in Div 2, honestly. Squid and Mid. The Squid and
Yeah.
Mid pairing is so fun to say.
Squid
It's
is.
like Z3 and the Z4 from the GTC stream. Just brings me a whole kind of joy that I can't explain.
Horrific, I mean, terrific.
Although
Okay, they're
so-
both out on soft tyres at the minute.
Who's that? MCDC knows in turn 4, so they got no one around them. They got Brutal coming through turn 3 at the moment. Squid's going to have a good couple of seconds there.
As
Flossie is just gone
lapped
through.
mid.
Yeah. Flossie.
Oh my
Yeah. That's with Flossie has one pit stop to go still, so we
Just
So-
on board.
point
I
that
was
one out.
So he
I was
just
just on
lapped
board with Mid-Risky.
Drisky. Oh yeah, that's Drisky.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we've got an interesting position here. So Mid is on new soft tyres. Is he allowed to unlap himself? And
Yes, he
pass
is.
Flossie?
I
That's the
think you
thing.
are allowed to, I would
Yes,
say.
he is.
Yeah,
allowed to
because
unlap
Mid.
But-
Sorry. Yeah,
But if
'cause
he's going to
Flossie-
have to make that move, it's going to have to be very safe kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think Flossie will be in at the end of this lap.
Yeah, Flossie is
Possibly
on
the
very
next.
used mediums.
Yeah, the mediums could go around more. It's this fuel that's got my attention. Dark Berserk in the pits for final stop. It'll be just a tyre change. No fuel needed. Dodgy in needs quite a bit of fuel off of them
Flossie's
mediums.
staying out.
There it is.
Yeah, Flossie
It
gives
is.
him the indicator
Unlap
to
yourself,
let
mate.
him on by.
Oh, Flossie's being brave, putting two wheels out on the stripey bit as that turns to grass very quickly if you're not careful. As we've seen Spoken Brutal show us. Were you going to point out Corbin's penalty there, Chris? In third,
No, I'm
1.5
just
Oh,
gonna-
second
Corbin's got a
penalty.
penalty.
I'm just gonna point out
Cool.
to Madriski and his unlapping himself procedure. That's how it's done, Esteban Ocon.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure Esteban will watch the stream and take notes, Chris. But
So Corbin's
yeah.
going to be in for the final stop here. Oily in for final stop. There's the penalty burn for Corbin. There's still a lot to play for here. Tate has about 45 litres of fuel, but needs to stop again for tyres. Corbin and Oily have to add about 35 to 40 litres of fuel, so that's probably, 8-ish seconds? Maybe a
Tate's
bit
in.
less.
You might gain a lot
Yeah.
here on Corbin.
Jonesy still yet to pit as well. MCDC will be in this lap as well, so we'll see Mid fly up through the field as he's just getting the blue flags constantly here.
He's
There's no
already
way
out.
Flossie goes around again with that fuel. There we go. The RX vision of Flossie into the pits. 2 litres remaining. Corbin rolling out of the pits now. Oily has come out of the pits about 0.4 of a second ahead of Jonesy. Oh, Oily's on the soft tyres as well. Corbin now coming out of the pits, mid-risky, just about 2 to 1.5 seconds behind. Tate comes out 1.5 seconds to the rear of mid-risky, so now that these stops have all been done, 4th through 6th is separated by about 2.5 seconds to 4 seconds. Flossie coming out with 33% fuel and some fresh soft tyres. We could see an incredible lap time come out of this if he can put it together.
129.5. I'm calling it.
I think it's going to be... I'm going to say it's going to be a 29.6. But a very low 29.6.
I'm sort of with Chris on the 29.5, maybe even a bit lower.
You're thinking he could possibly manage a 29.4 with it?
Yeah, definitely.
If he
I've
wants
seen
to,
29.3s from
definitely
him.
can do it. Jonesy's in.
Jonesy in. I believe that is our final pit stop of the race with
Yes.
Jonesy there.
Yes.
So we will completely understand the running order.
Once Jonesy comes out of the pits.
Just keeping an eye, waiting for him to roll into his pit box as I hear so many cars going by. He's stopped in the pit box now. Tyres changed. Fuel's going in. Darth Berserk coming down the start-finish straight now, so it could be that battle for 8th place. He's under-fueled 34%, so he's... I think it's going to be pretty close between Jonesy and Darth Berserk here. Darth Berserk coming through turn 2. He's going to lead as they come through turn 3 and on the pit exit. There he goes. And Dodgy's right there as well. Here we go, Dodgy side by side with Jonesy.
No, just got the overlap.
That Z4 barely had the legs to get by the Supra pulling up to speed. So while we do still have some gaps throughout the field, the battle for 4th could be on between Tate and Mid. We've also got this Dodgy, Jonesy, Darth Berserk pairing here. And back at the back of the field we have Spoken Brutal as well, but those are teammates, so I don't expect to see too much fighting out of them.
As Corbin is half a second purple on a 30 flat.
There you go.
ZD's calling for a specific lap time, a 1:29.347.
He's from the future, I reckon.
Oh,
29.554.
29.554.
Yeah, but something tells me that Flossie's going to beat that.
He's coming around to the second sector, and now he's up on his best by 0.6. Yes, but up by 0.6, which is more than Corbin was up on the purple lap. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a 29.61. I'm calling from Flossie.
29.62. Here we go.
Go.
Oh, he's stuck it to the inside. It's a 29.8. He's not had a good run out of that last corner.
Should we go on board with a lap?
I think it's probably better to focus on the battles throughout the field at this point of the race.
Fair enough.
So Dodgy's just had a bit of a moment and lost about 0.3 of a second to Jonesy, as well as Tate taking time out of mid. Oh, Dodgy's pushing wide through the front tyres as they come through the infield here. But that Supra is just not a fun time through this infield, we know that much. As the gap grows out to 0.6, down to 0.4 through the apex. So Jonesy's done well to manage using the curb to help turn that car a little bit. Keeping that gap at about half a second as we run down the hill here. Into turn 12.
Corbin, that's just done a 29.2.
29.271.
Corbin just finding a bit of talent there. You know how he managed that.
On board with Jonesy, looking at the comically small steering wheel. Gaining on Dodgy, but still not enough.
No, he was a little bit too far behind there. We could probably move up the field to Tate and mid-risky as Tate has closed that gap quite rapidly and is looking to take 4th place off of mid, having a look up the inside as we come through turn 6, I would assume. If the corner... Oh, he's made contact with
close.
mid. That was contact. That was
Okay.
It doesn't get much closer than that. When his front bumper is inside mid's rear bumper, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
They might be recreating no, I'm not gonna say it.
So, I don't know if... Oh, Tate's taken that curb pretty aggressively there.
Yeah, it helps with turning, but it does have the risk of the car completely spinning out.
He's also lost probably about 2/10 to Mid-Risky doing that. So Mid's got an incredible run through there.
ZD's calling a 28.9 for Flossie.
Well, he's done a 29.435 has Flossie last time around. So I think he's probably got about 2 more laps in that tyre before it starts to fall off. He was up on his time by 0.5 coming into turn 12 that time around. So Zoo was pretty close on that, a 29.402, and it's a 29.435. See what he does this time around. 29.225. Taking that purple lap off of Corbin. Take your 2.71 and get out of here, says Flossie. Goat sounding like the sassy friend in the background there. I told you.
Sorry about that.
So Tate gets by Mid-Risky. I think Mid-Risky might have given that one up. Didn't look to fight it too hard, went wide, maybe trying to save the front right tyre as Tate's on some fresher, soft rubber there.
Ooh,
So that could be the end of that battle. Tate's used to handling a bit of drift there. I think our next battle is that battle for 8th with Dodgy and Jonesy. Even the small details that Kip Man has got right on that livery with the yellow headlights to go along with the primary yellow cover.
Scheme, yeah.
Color, yeah. So we'll see what kind of run Jonesy can get through here. He's got a much better run than Dodgy through the middle of the corner, but not on the exit. So that Z4's acceleration doesn't seem too bad. It all starts to fall away right about here when that Super hits into top gear. Here we go. Jonesy not going for it.
Nah, still not close.
With 2 laps to go, opportunities are, well, they're fading a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, it kind of depends who you're on board with. Flossie is starting the last lap.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm not quite sure who's that in front of him. That might be Squiddy or MCDC. It's one of the Jags. I think I can see in.
Yeah, it is
lights up there.
MCDC. It is MCDC. It's just
Okay, so that's, you know what? That's a lot more reassuring. If Flossie had somehow lapped up to 6th place, I was going to lose my mind. But it's 10th. That's okay.
That's like yeah.
I mean, it's okay
alright.
for me to say that, but 2nd place is 43 seconds off the back of him, so...
That is just depressing.
Oh, that was odd.
Anything to
I
report,
think
Dragon?
Brutal might have had to pause there. What was that, sorry, Chris?
No, I was referring to, you're trying to call out something? Something odd?
Oh, yeah, I was flicking through the field and Brutal was on auto drive for a split second, but looks like it's not going to be the case. Keeping an eye on... Oh, Jonesy's just pushed wide and actually made contact with the wall on the start-finish straight here, but we'll jump in with Flossie as he's going to claim this victory unless the internet drops out right about now. No, he is going to take the Super Enduro victory.
The internet held it. Well done,
And next
Flossie.
across the line, I think is going to be Brutal down in 11th place. Coming out of turn 12 now, it's going to be Brutal and then Spoke, and then I think it's going to be back to Oily for 2nd. So Brutal bringing home that Rothman's Z4, or not the greatest, unfortunately. Did well to crack on through it. Spoke is going to take 12th place here. We'll jump back to Oily. Spoke running out of fuel right as they cross the line there. Oily in a very much no man's land. 44 seconds in front of him, 13 seconds behind. Pulling off that alternate strategy, doing 2 20-lap stints on the hards. He's going to come home in 2nd. Very well done there by Oily. Corbin has nothing left on his front right as he understeers through the kink on approach to the start-finish. He's going to take the final step of the podium here. Very well done by Corbin in that Mercedes. Tate is going to bring it home in 4th. He's taken 9 seconds out of Corbin in that last stint. Mid-Risky is going to come across the line in a well-deserved 5th. Squiddy is going to make it to the line in 6th place after some early dramas. Darth Berserk is going to bring home 7th after running a lot of soft tyres throughout this race. He's definitely close to the allowance. Dodgy in 8th has held off Jonesy. Jonesy's had a bit of an oopsie. He's dropped back to 4 seconds behind Dodgy, but taken out 9th. And MCDC avoided being lapped by the skin of his teeth and comes across the line in 10. So very well done. Folks. Congratulations to the podium of Flossie, Oily and Corbin. That was extremely well driven and all different strategies.
Yeah, and Flossie just demonstrating there how brilliant that he is this season. He seems to be in fine form, and that Mazda helping him out as well.
You're not wrong. But we won't take too long to round out this one, as we all have about 10 minutes to get ready for our race here. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to our sponsors, Jade Finance Australia, 180 Embroidery, Hybrid Ag, Permoval. How many have I gone through? AMS Excavations. 5.
Yes.
That's 5.
5.
Yes, 5. Okay, yes. Big thank you to all. I'm so sorry. Big thank you to all of our sponsors. And thank you to you guys for joining me here in the comms box. We'll wrap it up like that. And as always, don't forget to wash your hands.
And watch out for zinger burgers in your shower. Until then, take care.